Hello and welcome to Bargain and Subscription Gaming. My name is Rich, and we're going to play a little Citizen Sleeper. Now, I played this when it was first on Game Pass. I really like the artwork of it. I love the gameplay of it. It's an indie game. It's got very much kind of a role playing game. I don't know how big of episodes I'll do with this because there's going to be a lot of reading on my part, and we all know I'm not the best at reading out loud. So I think I may try to keep these shorter bits. If you see what I'm doing in the first episode and like it, I highly suggest don't watch the rest until after you've tried this game for yourself. There's a couple different endings, so you can get different things on your way, and there's a little bit of luck involved. I'm just gonna start it. We're gonna start a new game. There's a new one has been announced, and I'm looking forward to playing it. And I'm so glad this was just added to PS Plus because this gives me the opportunity to replay this again before the second one comes out. Anyway, let's start our new game and get into it in our main game slot. Now, you get the choice of the different type of characters. An operator works with drones and high precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operators work are usually cerebral and precise people. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in a hard vacuum environment. Sleepers assigned to extraction work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have high level of endurance. So that's your two approaches. With this one, you don't have as much endurance, you don't have as much strength or strength of will, but you have more interface working with digital interfaces. And this one, you have less intuition, you approach problems with less awareness, but you do have more strength of will. I'm thinking, at least for this playthrough, I'm going to go with the operator. I think those are our options. Oh, wait, and there's a machinist, too. Machinist, plus work with machines and physical tools, -1 to approaching the problems head on. He doesn't engage real. Mission repairs and modifies automated systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. I'm gonna start with the operator. If we decide to do a second playthrough, maybe I'll use somebody else. If that's something you'd like to see, you guys gotta let me know. The first thing to become aware of on waking is the disconnect. The delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting, minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Think of that body. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can't tell one from the other. The cold slips in behind and around you, the sensation will fade out for each. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body. Given your current circumstances, the walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard, at your back and face, cramping your limbs. Continue. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease. A reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerve. Just a warning delivered with the banal quality of digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. Remember the plan. You mostly remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited. And once you got the itch to get out, by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drill away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourself into a container, then just hope the freighter left before you were missed. Some were lost in the shaft, others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough to know that you might no longer be on the grim and heartless rock, even if in the airless hold of a freighter you might freeze solid long before you reach any destination. Try to rest. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left, surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body is still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of the impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this body, this false body, introducing delta waves. Your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream when you were once a person. Rest. Time passes, the cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth, not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from the rigor. Sounds too, everywhere screeching and shivering, so loud your body ducks. Your hearing to protect its sensors. Then light, white as the cold, soft and softer, until in a haze of dirty yellow, a figure appears. You are out. And this is the thing, you are on this circular space station, and you just kind of can click on the places like there. Boom. It's been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of the scrapyard, swaddled in reflective folds of mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life. You stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. Continue. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships. Some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, sleeper, you're all thawed out yet? Almost. Never seen one of you come in like this. You frames must have been better preservatives in sub-zero vac. Seen more than a few, you frozen solid the whole plates on the inside of outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes to the focus, shrouded in makeshift tech. His headset comes with its glinting eye, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of the symbolic linked drones perches, its iris eye locking you with unflinching stare. The last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in the memory of the moment, or perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. I plan to survive. You aren't sure if he hears you. I won't ask you what led you to do it. Sell yourself to a corporation, and I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now. You're just software, rogue emulation, illegally possessing corporate property. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor of your feet as you pad into the sleeper cells, the promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. Well, you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one did. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it off Espinard. Wants to protect the property, but they can't keep hold of you. Well, then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built-in dependence on the regular administration supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down. It's separated from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? For now, sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances away towards the glassy chrome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. The eye? The station, you'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shits his way. Look, I got things to get going on with your trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside your motion fatigue. You shakily get to your feet, nod. Alright, you head on up there, and you look like you need some rest. With Dragos stalks back into the wrecks, his drones are already converging on a rustling hulk, plasma flashes, silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Welcome to Erlen's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas, all the station, perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home and rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location and rest to end the cycle now. Select the location and X. I think this is empty the container. This is our home. We live in a storage container. And my throat is already a little dried out from all this reading. End cycle. All cycles need to end. Rest and prepare for the next one. You wake curled up in a corner of the container, begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in, now strange and disjointed. Its messages, readable but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are, on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did anyone know the others make it out? It's possible, no, after all. This is what matters. Building a life, I think. Maybe you did get lucky, finding yourself here, maybe here on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. Before you can build anything, you need to continue, learn to survive, continue. Maybe you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container, the mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud on the stove and begin to boil the water. Contents of your sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. The pungent smell washes over you. Images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns burning into your mind. There's something unpleasant, visceral about these images. It is long after you've finished drinking, before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best as you can and try to gather enough energy for the day. Tutorial condition action dice and energy. Your condition represents the state of your artificial body. It depletes by one segment each cycle, but you can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. 2. Action. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on the current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you get. Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending the cycle. Energy. You also need to eat to survive. This represents by your energy bar. You can fill your energy bar by eating, but first you have to find somewhere to get food. Your energy is depleted by 2 segments each cycle. It becomes empty, you'll start starving. When you're starving, your energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete at a double rate per cycle. Dragos is standing in the corner when you close up the container. He's still wearing the headset in the harsh light on the corner. You realize it's implant. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensors, eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? I'm going to go with okay. Drone trips, good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe, he pauses. So I'm going to chit-chat too long. You well enough work? Sure. All right then, he nods. The yard's simple stuff. We hack these old holes down, sell them off to shipping the bright markets, dealers for cryo. Occasionally pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to manual labor. And obviously, I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you print out. Got it. He shuffles you. Look, I wouldn't usually do this, in my opinion. You're the best. Be best suited moving on as quickly as you can. Sleeper as well. But trails off. With things being the way they are for me at the yard, he pauses. I need help. Why? Things are a little tight, that's all. I owe a little cryo to a client here or there. Look, just come down in the yard when you were feeling fresher. That's plenty to do. Will do. He nods. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. We're in the empty container. That's Dragos' yard. It's the low-end gate, passage to low-end. So I think we're just going to go to his yard first. No, we didn't want that. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform actions, you select it with your controls and X to choose an action to decide. Like here, hold dissection or manual salvage. Actions reward you with clock progress, energy condition, or items depending on the outcome. There are 3 types of outcomes. Positive, the action goes better than expected. Neutral, the action succeeds, or negative, the action fails. Either critical or repeatable critical actions can only be performed once. Either safe, risky, or danger is your risk. That's type risk. 3, skill. Skill that this action requires either engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage. Modifier. Either -0, +1, or +2. This is added to the action dice when slotted improves its value. Some actions required +1 to perform. Alright. Hold dissection and manual salvage. I'm thinking we're at -1 for the manual salvage, but that one is risky and this one is safe. Let's see. I'm going to use my dice with 6 markers because I got one with all 6. These are dice. I got a 3, 2 6s, and a 4. I'm going to use my 6. 100% action is going to happen, so it looks like it'll be a positive, even though it's risky. We're going to start working. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the actions that fill them. They track your actions, how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something good or bad is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the ones tracking Dragos' debt, are cycle clocks. Those clocks tick themselves once each cycle and can complete without player input. Any active cycles will be displayed on the icon location. Pause while the phone rings. Okay, it appears they're done. I moved the camera down to the bottom because I think it's more out of the way of the words and stuff. We'll see. I could do another one of those. Since I have another 6 or I could use and get it done again, it would be here we have 2 things going on. The debt called in. His debt every day will cycle more, and it will like come due if we don't have it filled up by then. Also, every salvager knows they are always just one lucky haul away from their next payday. So it's like the more we put work in here, we might get a big payday out of doing work here. So it might pay off to do a second repeatable action here. Seriously, you unlock drives. As you discover more about yourself in the world, drives guide you to pursue specific objectives depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives, and track drive will replace the yellow marker on location that will access your drive with L1. Okay, scroll the station with the left stick or rotate camera. Good luck. Continue. So they're saying I could do this, or I have a drive that I have to find a doctor. So maybe we will scroll up here. Okay, it's the wet dock. That's the old dock terminal. C4. This is the scrapyard. That's my home. That's a shipyard. We can look at the wet dock. Merchants come in here. It's going to be a few days before a merchant comes in there. It's a cycle clock on that one. Rotunda. Explore the rotunda. I could use my my 6 here on this one, and it will be it's risky, but we should be able to do it. So let's 100% possible. So let's explore the rotunda. Positive outcome plus dock watcher. It means we know a little bit more about the place. We learned a bar. We found a bar when we did the dock watching there. And what's this over here? There's a stranded mercenary there we could talk to. There's another thing over here. This is the Bright Market. Asking for directions. Well, if we use our 4, 25% chance of a positive roll, 50% chance of a neutral result, and a 25% chance of a negative result. So 75% chance this works out well for us. Or if we go over to this side to this one, if we click on that, put the 4 in there. Also a 75% of doing it there. I don't know if I want to do that. We'll see. And then there's also, what's this here? There's low end gate. You have to give them money to open the gate. Well, we got no money to do that with. And then there's this one here, which is another salvage sortie. So it takes several cycles to reach. Well, we could go to the bar. We could buy rations. I don't know if we have rations. Do we even have money? Oh, we have 15 units. Get a drink. You're not sure if your frame can metabolize this fungal fermented lung green seems looks good taste. Or we could buy rations, which might be a good idea. Let's buy rations. There, we gain plus 10 energy, lose a cryo. So, you know, probably wasn't the worst thing we do. We have 5 of those left, so we do kind of need money. Let's go over here to this person. Hey, you want to earn a chit? Continue. Stands beside a huge pile. Her name is Ankhita. She stands beside a huge pile of tied together whole plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulder, her shoulders bulging beneath the flight suit. Sure. You cross the docking course as she begins. What is it with this place? She asks as she lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. Continue. She straightens up to an imposing height, and her armor plates creaking lifts you up and down. Don't try anything, all right? She taps the butt of her side. I don't want to have to put anyone else down. Wouldn't think of it. Good. Look, I'm not usually, let's say, my temper's been a little sharp lately. Hoist one bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on, then. Enough chat. You've got to earn that shit. You struggle to shoulder the plate, but you do eventually, and it gives you a look. Ship's this way. She shits off down at gangly, impressive speed. As you catch up with her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a crowd of stevedores. What are you doing this? Why are you doing, or what's all this for? Why are you doing this yourself? I mean, why aren't I hiring those good folks? She nods back at the stevedores. I've paid Havenedge enough. They aren't currently rinsing me for mooring. I can't vacate unless I either fix the ambergris or sell it off as scrap. What's wrong with it? Looks at you, her. It looks at you pointedly, her. She rapidly turns another corner as you tail back. She got cut up pretty bad on our last job. I had to moor up here for a spell, but since then it's only gotten worse. Someone got in, sliced the core from our ship mine, so now she's gone dark. She shifts panels on her shoulders. The upshot is that I'm short one ship mine with a ton of repairs to do, and the rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd be stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. Anything I can do to help? I don't know, got a ship mine tucked away on your frame, yours? For a moment, you aren't sure if she's curious. Akita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She hauls the second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I've met here who actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing up with. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together. You don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. Just don't go spreading all this around. She throws you a couple chits. Consider it a bonus for not trying to grift me. She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the door. All right, get out of here. She calls back and locks the slam shut. All right, so she is done for the moment, but that's the damaged cutter. which needs engineering or interface. Interface, I've got a +1, so I could possibly do that. There's a 50% positive, 50% neutral. So either way, I think that's good. You know, it's not negative. So let's try that. Okay, ship shape. And minus, we lose 2 energy on that one now. So we've helped her a bit, but I don't think we can do any more today. We only have 1 die with 3 points left in 1 energy. She gave us some food, money. We could possibly get more food. How much money do we have? 7. I don't know if this drink will get us more food, but let's see if it helps. We got 1 energy. So that wasn't the worst thing we could have done. We have $1 left. Let's go back to this rotunda here. And maybe use this. 75% chance exploring we get a positive outcome. I think we got to try it. And I think after we start tomorrow, I'll save and quit. This is like 1 day's worth of stuff. How did that come out? Negative energy. Oh, I missed it because I was so busy talking. I think it must have been a negative outcome. Because I don't see any more stuff. Ah. We're out of dice. We need sleep. So we're going to go to our empty container. And we're going to end the cycle. Maybe I'll do this a cycle at a time. You know, I'll start. The time you don't wake up, instead the ghostly station, the shifting skeleton ring surrounds you. For a moment you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away, down them dissolving into a million disturbed nodes that connect you. You see the station. No, you feel the station like a web of texture in a smooth black light. Let's observe it. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you can feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, but the map of the connections, the loop cloud with spokes and spheres that just jut into space. It is an ingrown thing full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It is a system, a map, and a territory all at once. You notice a tugging feeling pulling at you, insistently as if you were a small child, somehow pulling you in 2 directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, your arms, not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, your eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second, and you feel, waiting there, a station splayed out across your mind, a storm of connection nodes, waiting to be explored, and then it's gone. All right, we have 3 things. We're starving. We need food. So we need to get more food, but we have no money. So we have to use one of our things on stuff. But, you know, we're not going to do that right now. We're going to quit to the main menu. Oh, wait. Is there a way to save this? No. It doesn't look like it. Maybe just quitting to the menu will. Zero. Okay, that auto-saved it when we left the container. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'm thinking we're just going to do this like maybe 1 day shift at a time for episodes, if that's what you guys want to see. I enjoy playing this, but the reading is a lot. It is a lot of reading, and it kind of just makes my throat, you know, hurt after a while. And like I said, if you guys like what you see here, and you think you're interested in the game, it is on, I believe it's on PlayStation Premium. It is on PlayStation Premium. I believe it's on Xbox Gamepass. It is an indie game. It is dirt cheap wherever you will find it. It's like on every system. So if you find this interesting, I would suggest waiting to watch any more of my episodes and just playing the game. Thank you all for watching. You want to see more of this? You want to see more games on Xbox Gamepass or PS Premium? Games are free to play, games on sale. Write that down in the comments, and I'll try to get them as soon as possible. And I'll see you guys all next time.